Hello YouTubers and fellow hams. I'm out here in the daylight. Actually, no, I'm down here at the bench, but I've got a new light courtesy of a friend, and we're going to see how this goes. If I can keep my eyes open, because this is a bright light. Went to the local ham club's annual auction last night with $1 in my pocket. Didn't really expect to find much, but I did walk away with a honey of a little radio. It's an Icom IC 22A. Yep, IC-22A, crystal controlled radio. And what we're going to do today is we're going to dig into this guy, figure out what it needs, take care of it if it needs some work, and get it all cleaned up and ready for resale. So let's have a closer look at it. Okay, the IC-22A is a crystal controlled radio, which means that it's not synthesized, it doesn't have a VFO, it actually needs to have crystals in it for each channel set that you want to operate. It'll have a receive and a transmit crystal, both. And it has 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 channels. So there's 22 slots in there for crystals. And then there should be a light on the meter and on the channel indicator, so obviously those bulbs are burned out because we are turned on. So as you can hear, we got receiver static. I have no idea. I hear some changes on just about every channel, so I'm wondering if we've got a lot of crystals in this guy. The exterior looks pretty good. Front panel controls are very basic. Your channel, this is squelch and that's volume. And this is kind of interesting on this switch. You've got a center off position and then a low and a high position. Low power being 1 watt, high power being 10 watts. And then your microphone input connector. Let's look at the back of the radio. Now on the back, we had our power cord, which has got a broken fuse connector, so I'm going to replace that. The antenna connector, external speaker, and an accessory port, which is a 9-pin tube socket. That's what they used for the accessory socket. I haven't downloaded the manual yet to see what's available on that accessory socket. I would assume that it's the standard stuff, audio in, audio out, push to talk, and who knows what else, but I'll find out when I get the manual. That would make this a pretty good little radio for a packet station. You could wire it up to your packet transceiver, or your packet controller. And let's see if we can zoom in on the serial number there. Hopefully you can make that out. If you're playing along, that serial number is, and I can't even read it. Hopefully it shows up on the camera. Looks like it's only 4 digits though, so probably an earlier radio. Okay, it has a mobile mount on it, which is a clamshell. It's got 2 slots in the hinge here, and on this side we have a buckle that you release, and then this clamp just comes apart, clamshells apart. You can lift the radio out of the mobile bracket. The mobile bracket has a nice felt pad in here to protect the radio when it's clamped in. So the case is in pretty good shape for its age. This radio was built somewhere in the mid-70s, like 1975 or so. The speakers on the bottom. Sides look like they're pretty clean. We got a little bit of chipped paint there, a little scratch there, a little scratch there. Otherwise, it's in pretty darn clean shape. A little scuff on the front panel here. But that's about it, just a few little scuffs. So let's open it up and take a look inside. Okay, there were 2 screws back here on the back, and that's it. And then the case just clamshells off. And this would be the RF board. Get my glasses out here. Yep, okay. Audio output transformer. Audio coupling. This is strange. We got a big power resistor here. I'll have to get the service manual on this thing and probably go through and do a little bit of alignment. That's a pretty busy RF board right there. Everything looks pretty clean. I don't know what these are back here. Filters, maybe? There's absolutely no marking on those cans. There's just 5 cans. On the bottom, okay, there's our, oh, yeah, you've got one that comes up extra. Okay, so this is the receive side, receive crystals, transmit crystals. Each one has a little variable capacitor next to it, so you can tweak the tuning of the crystal to make sure it's dead on frequency. And this thing is loaded with crystals. Holy mackerel. It's like almost every channel is populated. That's amazing. Yeah, we're all but 3 channels are populated. No, wait, that's a dead socket. And that's a dead socket. So all but 1 channel. Channel 20 is the only one that's not populated. So this radio is loaded with crystals. I'm going to have to go through and make a list of what frequencies is in it. Down here, well, this is where our power cord comes in through a strain relief, solders right to the board there, so we'll get that replaced almost right away. Up here we've got a great big multi-position switch, wafer switch, our pots, our meter, and there's a light bulb for the meter, and there's somewhere there's going to be a light bulb for that. Oh, maybe it's the same bulb. Yeah, it might use the same light bulb for the channel indicator as it does for the meter, and it's right here behind these wires, so looks like it's just in a rubber boot, and that should be easy to, I'm going to replace that probably with an LED. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this power cord. I'm going to clean these switches and the pots with a little contact cleaner. They're always going to be a little noisy. I'm going to replace the meter light, and then I'm going to go through all the frequencies and find out what they are, make a list, and then tweak the adjustments for each crystal. And then we'll put the radio back together and we'll put it on the air and we'll see how it behaves. Alright, well, I've been doing a little work on this radio for a little bit here, and we're pretty much there. We've got the power cord replaced. You can see I put in a new cord, new fuse holder, and it's just bare ends right now. You could put any kind of connector on it you wanted. If I swing the radio around, well, let's do this. Let's just put this back on and turn it over. Nope, that doesn't feel right. Am I hitting the wire out of the way? There we go. Okay. And in the front of the radio, you can see right here I've replaced the light bulb. I didn't have any white LEDs, but I did have another light bulb that provides enough illumination at 12 volts, so that's been replaced and insulated. And I've done some cosmetic work, and I've done some checking, and this thing is really sensitive. The receiver is good. It seems to have its full power out on transmit, at least into a dummy load. I haven't put it on the air yet. That's the next step. I'm going to hook her up to my 2-meter antenna, clean up this microphone a little bit, and then we'll get on the air, make a contact or two, and see how it sounds. Well, she's all cleaned up, and she's working. KB9RLW for a radio test.
KB9RLW, WB9DLC. Sounds good. Good, crisp, clear audio.
Well, good. That's what I needed to know. Not bad for a little old IC22A circa 1975. This thing's loaded up with crystals, by the way. It's got 21 crystal pairs in it.
Oh my, now does that have to have a separate pair there for simplex and duplex, or does it have like a receiver offset?
Oh no, it's a separate pair. Each channel's got a pair. So for the 5.2 simplex, you've got a 146 5.2 receive and okay. Well, we got a good radio. It works fine. It's got its full power out. It's drawing just under 2 amps on, or I'm sorry, it's drawing 1.4 amps on transmit with 10 watts out. Low power is 1 watt. The meter works, got a light works.
Kevin, are you still there?
Oh, hold on. So anyway, thanks for riding along and watching. And looks like we've got another good radio. 73.